next session of industrial project management, or you can say project engineering management. Today we will be talking about project cost and estimation idea. We will be having brief outline being restricted within the syllabus provided by the GT. So here we will be covering types of estimation and techniques very briefly. Again, a brief idea of CPM and PERT, provided or assuming that in the previous semesters you have studied with the CPM and PERT mathematics or mathematical modeling for the critical path finding, or you can say program evaluation review technique, which are the good form of the CPM and PERT, that we go with the assumption that you have that background knowledge. We will compare CPM and PERT and we'll see what are the softwares actually available in the area of project management. So here we when we talk about the type of estimation, the estimation starts with the conceptual stage to planning stage, and then main stage, and to the termination stage, where in the conceptual stage venture guidance or feasibility studies are done. Then if we go ahead with the planning stage, where estimation for the authorization of partial or full scale fund for the development, and then estimation of the detailed work in the main stage, and finally it re-estimation and after changing lots of parameters in the termination stage. So this is how entire life cycle of the project goes with the estimation part. What are the basis for the estimation? So here they are: accuracy, how much accuracy you need, and available source or available data source, and what estimating techniques that you are applying. So let us see on the base of accuracy and source of data how estimates we do. Like the first one is the feasibility study. Here you can say, like say it is using the available data, and it will take decision whether this project is feasible or not, whether to go or not to go with the decision. It is actually for the large infrastructure projects where an initial decision is must, where how to start or whether to start or not. And here at this stage the project is actually defined within the 20% clarity, and the accuracy of this estimation is 10 to 25%. Like initially, if a large project looks very promising and futuristic, and it may not go as we estimate. Like say somebody talks like that we will be talking about space tourism, where we will be building up a hotel in space and will accommodate people for 2 days. So the project looks very futuristic, and it may happen that it will be materialized. But here it is the question like whether it is feasible or not. So if there are big investors available, this project can start. But the accuracy or the surety for the finishing is little bit less here. The next is rough order of magnitude. So here it is like you can say it is a conceptual stage where estimate is based on the project screening or deciding among several projects to proceed with. Like we have different projects available or approved, and which project is to be started with. And see here we do not break down the project into the parts, and here project is defined within the 5% and not much clear, and accuracy is 30 to 50%. Then very important part is budget level estimation. Here budget level estimation is very much necessary to make choice among the available alternatives, and what is the final product or final feature or configuration will be available, that will be analyzed and estimated to make a decision to proceed with one of the alternative out of the many available. The project definition is between 10 to 40%, like project is clear, like up to 40% we are clear, and the accuracy is again 10 to 15%. Sub 10, like based on design completion, project costs are known, well known, the project costs are known, and it will be breaking the project into parts, and it will assign cost to each of the part. The pieces are rolled up into overall estimate and provided with the contingency and margins and profit is to be added, and then definition level of the project, like what is actually a project you are proceeding with, that is almost 90 to 100% clear, and accuracy of this estimate is about 5 to 10%. Okay. The next is definitive. This type of estimate is applied when costs are actually known. Like if you are starting with say one product, say hand sanitizer, and if you have known the cost can be average, starting with a small switch to the available sensors and mechanical casing, and then what will be the marketing cost and in what area you are going to do that. All these costs are known. Then this definitely kind of estimation can be done. See, I have given example a small kind of project, but it can be accelerated to any level. Once the project has tendered, not designed, and quotations are received. Like say, we know out of these 3 suppliers, we know with whom we will go. So at least we know the upper level and bottom level of the prices associated with our project. Say in future, contract may change, extra work can be added, or work is changed, and it may result to again revise the budget value. And it may change from the contracted values. Okay, so this kind of estimations are also applied. So these are the stages of kind of estimation techniques we will apply. Like say starting with the expert judgment, then 3-point estimation, then comparative estimation, and parametric estimation, and top-down estimation. So here you see like perception to the fact, like expert is started with the perception based on the experience, and once you have the all facts with you, then the level of accuracy will increase. And here you see like from quick and inaccurate decision to the high accuracy, and detailed information is available, and the way estimation is applied or this technique is applied can be worked. So let us start with the expert judgment. There are professional estimators obviously, and they are most of the time technical expert. They apply their experience, and sometimes they have only that source to decide like whether you want to start with or not. And there is in any project not a single or independent technical expert available. There will be many. And for this to have or to receive one expert judgment, our project team, project manager must be familiar with the technical aspect of the work, so that's why someone cannot make you fool in the name of expert judgment. So ask the expert. With the technical expertise with your entire management team. 3-point estimation, this is something like mathematics and related to the statistics and probability. So we estimate like what will be the expected duration, like the optimistic one. Say optimistic means you talk about the base option. You talk about the most likely, say average, averaging kind of thing, and the pessimistic like we talk about the worst condition. So we identify like optimistic O, most likely M, and pessimistic P, and we apply this 3-point estimation. This way, like one of the triangular distribution. This is pure mathematical model. Orbital distribution where estimated time is in case of triangle, that is O plus M plus P divided by 3, simple average kind of thing. And beta distribution where you give weightage, more weightage to the most likely, which is more reasonable. So O plus 4 M plus P divided by 6. And here you must talk about the variance available within your data. Comparative estimation. So obviously it is compared with the current, that is what you are starting, and all the similar kind of thing which is completed previously. So based on the experience rather than the opinion, it is differing from the expert judgment. Expert judgment have say technical expert are giving their opinion on basis of their own experience, and here we have one entire completed project in the similar way. That is what we are going to execute the current one. It provides a very strong basis of the estimation, and the information needs to be scaled up or down to meet the needs of the project will be estimated in very much expert manner. Parametric estimation, it is basically talking about the drilling down the unit cost and say, let's say for example, total construction time per square feet, or you can say pouring type of cubic yard of concrete. So this is actually available or can be applied to the large construction projects or bulky projects. And here fixed items can be calculated and will be added in the overall parametric estimation. And a project-based company has many similar projects, then must be updated and available regularly. This all parametric estimation, because there are some companies those are working in the different projects at a time. So this information, this estimation must be updated on the basis of unit cost that is drilled down. Now, with all this, we have top down estimation. Like that is the most accurate way to estimate, and because here it talks about the work breakdown structure and it is also time consuming, but not feasible or not applicable at the initial stage, because here you need many of the short information, and that will help you to break down the entire structure, like how each and every work will be performed, and from the lowest level of the individual component to the highest level. So that's why it is time consuming. But this is the most accurate one, and it can be expanded at early stages as a rough estimation also. So it can include previous history, parametric estimating, partial work breakdown structure, expert opinion, and phase wise estimation. Okay. So AACE, Association for Advancement of Post Engineering, based in USA, they have a classification system. How estimation is classified, say class 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And when level of project completion is given, definition given in the percentage that we talked previously in different kind of estimates. And the purpose of estimation, like say conceptual, feasibility, budget authorization, or bidding or tendering, or estimation check. Then methodology is also here, say capacity factoring or judgment based or parametric model can apply. or say semi-detailed unit or fully detailed unit with a force detail or willingness, and the accuracy, expected accuracy range, that is lower and higher level of accuracy that is mentioned. This is as per one standard organization, that is AACC, as I repeat, Association for Advancement of Coast Engineering. Let us go further. So, process of estimating is here we talk about the duration. Estimate activity duration. So, each activity how much time will it take, because time is very much important factor. And this estimation is iteratively processed. And it is a project phase or the any product phase. Like in how much time one activity will be done. So, it changes as work progress. And new activities are identified which was not projected earlier, and initially that was based on the network diagram, like say sequencing of the activity, and then further it can be modified on the basis of change done during the project execution. Here we will be talking about CPM PERT now, right? Critical path method and program evaluation review technique. So, key concept you have already studied, but let us revise small set of activities and which make the longest path. Like you can estimate what is the maximum time required to finish the project. No matter if you finish the project earlier, that is beneficial. And we said this is critical path. So, critical path is the longest path, and the activities which are involved in the critical path, they are the critical activities. And this will help you to manage the resources optimistically, and optimization of the entire work and resources can be done. So it actually talks about what is the chance of success of this project. Go ahead. So CPM PERT is actually defining the project at the all significant tasks and activities, where we draw the network, and each activity will be having a unique node or event number. Even there will be dummy arrows, if you recall from the CPM PERT's mathematical studies, where dummy arrows were assigned to balance the activities, and each activity will be assigned some estimation, say time estimation and cost estimation. And then computation of longest path you had done, and that was the critical path as we discussed. So here you see an example, like say start and end. So from starting to proceeding to every activity, like say the upper one is 1 day plus 2 days. Here from start to this path will be 1 day. So here the most longest path is this 2 plus 2, 4 days. So critical path takes your 4 days. So this project can be, or this phase can be finished in 4 days maximum. Where there are certain activities which are finished in a day or in 3 days. So the junctions between the activities are known as events, and often the CPM is derived as activity-oriented diagram, where sequence of arrows will show you the sequence in which activities will be performed. So what are the basic steps that we already discussed? Determine the required task, listing out the task in sequence, like say which activity is to be performed before X activity or before Y activity. Then we must create a flow chart, identify the critical and non-critical relationship, and assign the execution time for each of the required tasks, and study all critical relationship, and then determine all possible alternative backups or alternative ways, and then you will derive the critical. Here, let us, if we talk about the PERT, Program Evaluation Review Technique, it is similar, but it is event-oriented network diagram, where each node is an event and arrows join successive events. So again for the PERT, similar kind of steps are derived. Say identify the task and milestones, because here we talk about the event orientation, and time estimating will be done on the basis of optimistic time, most likely timing, and pessimistic timing, and then critical path estimation will be done. So here you see both diagrams together, and you will find the difference. Key difference is one is event oriented, one is activity. Okay. So in case of PERT, like say each activity is shown as the arrow, and in case of CPM, critical path method, each activity is assigned as node. So the most important part, which will actually encounter you in examination, like you write the differences for the CPM and PERT. So here we have differences, and basis for the comparison I will tell, like say meaning, what is it, orientation, evaluation, and model which we apply, and focus on what parameters. Say PERT is a project management technique used for the uncertain activities. CPM is talking about the well-defined activities. Both are network techniques. Orientation is towards event and activity, as we discussed. Let's say evaluation done of their part as research activity, and actually CPM was developed as a construction, starting with the construction project earlier in the 1900 time. The model we apply is probabilistic, and that is deterministic model. Here, PERT focus on the time, and CPM takes account of time and cost work. If we go further ahead, estimation 3 point, that is one-time estimation is done. Then appropriate for high precision time management system, the reasonable time flexibility is available, then you can go with the CPM. Here again we say that the management of applied activities are done in PERT. In CPM we talk about the predictable activities. Nature of the job in PERT is non-repetitive, and here in CPM that is repetitive in nature, where critical and non-critical activities in PERT, we do not differentiate between them. In CPM, actually we need to differentiate between critical and non-critical activities. Suitable for the research, where research and development projects, then you can go with the PERT kind of project estimation. And CPM is like say non-research project, and profit is the project, for example, we construction value. And flashing concept is not applied for PERT. The CPM flashing concept is applied. Now, if you talk about the legal world, there is an area like where software will be applied, because it is a large estimation where manual work will actually increase the time of estimation. So there are many softwares available in this area. So we'll have some names and snapshots for those kind of software that in professional life you may come across one of them. So the one is Basecamp, another is this Teamwork.com projects, then Trello, and this one is Reap. Further Workfront, then Redmine. These are the softwares, and you can find other than this which I have shown you, other project management softwares are available, and further they will be evolved as the need of time. Okay. So here we sum up that what we did today. We talk about the estimation techniques. We had brief idea of CPM and PERT, and the difference and the softwares available in this area. Thank you very much. Please go through the questions given in the description and subscribe this channel. Thank you.